Welcome to the Women in Engineering podcast. Today we have another episode in our discipline preview series. I'm joined by Stefani Aleksanderek, who's in fourth year electrical engineering. Stefani, how are you today?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm just going to jump right into the questions and start by asking you what first year courses or experiences would give you the best idea of what electrical engineering is like at Western?
I would say definitely physics 2 was a big one because we actually have electrical circuit section. So I would definitely say that, as well as programming. We do a first year programming class. Originally, when I was in first year, it was C++ coding, but now it's switched to Java, I believe. And I would definitely say that even in electrical, you're not in software or computer eng. I definitely would say that you need to know how to program, and it will be something that you will be looking at afterwards. And then lastly, I would say calculus is definitely one there because we are very math heavy and probably out of all of the disciplines use the most calculus in our actual work.
I'm in the middle of calculus second year and it's not my favorite. Don't
Yep.
love the circuits on it. But if
Yep.
you like that, good to know.
Yes, definitely.
And how are the profs?
Um, I think a lot of them are super passionate and you can reach out to them for help and that kind of stuff. I would recommend actively paying attention in class and asking questions. Like if they see that you're putting in an effort, they will recognize that and they'll help you or even think of you for future opportunities, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And how big are the classes roughly?
My year was about 50 students, and I believe the year below me was also about 50 to 60. So they're not super big. Most of our classes, or at least in second year and some third year classes, we're with other disciplines. So the classes themselves are bigger, but our actual electrical section is pretty small.
So tight-knit group, I'm guessing.
Yes, you know everyone.
That's kind of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Still getting to know everyone in my discipline.
that's awesome.
And what types of courses and projects are available to electrical students?
So we have a lot of electrical based courses. So that would be like circuits. We also have a magnetics class in second year. There is another second year programming class and digital logics class in second year that you have to take as well. So programming shows up again and will continue to show up again. Also a few calc classes because again, as I said before, it's used a lot in actual electrical work. And so for calculus, you would have it until third year, first semester is your last one. And then after that, it's just integrated into your other classes. In terms of design projects, you have a second year lab first semester and then a second year design project class second semester. And then also there's one design project class in third year. All are really great experiences and you have the chance to apply what you've actually been learning. And then as well as most, if not all engineering disciplines have capstone in their last year. But from what I understand, it's only capstone where there is, I believe in chemical, that you can do a thesis instead. But this one is just capstone and it's project based.
And I did want to ask just a little side question. If a student isn't, the most proficient in programming coming into first year, even maybe they don't feel the best after first year, are there opportunities to build their skills? And is it one of those things where you can kind of learn as you go, or is it one of those things where you kind of need the skills in advance?
I wouldn't say you would need the skills in advance because me personally, I didn't do programming until I came into first year and I loved it. And I actually originally was in software and then decided that I wanted to do more hardware as well. I don't think you need previous background. I think if you've done it before, then you will have some sort of edge on other students, but I don't think it's hard to catch up. If you like it, you will learn.
Okay, so definitely nobody should be deterred by that because I
No.
know it can be intimidating for a lot of students, especially who haven't done software before.
Yeah, I agree.
And are there any specialization options within electrical?
There used to be, but as of right now, I don't believe there are. They've kind of phased that out. But what I would say is that in your third year, a few classes in your third year, and then in your fourth year, you do get a lot of choice with technical electives. So if you are interested in one specific part of electrical, you definitely can take all of the courses surrounding that and kind of make your own mini specialization. Um, yeah, I would say like in terms of like technical electives, you have like controls ones, power-based ones. There's imaging, biomedical ones. I'm taking a few biomedical ones next year. So you definitely can specialize through your electives, but not an actual specialization.
Okay. But that's definitely good to know. Like you can kind of follow the path you want as opposed to a set amount of courses, which is
Yeah,
always good.
yeah.
And what career path does electrical typically lead to, and what are the job and co-op prospects?
In terms of what you could end up doing, I think it's so like there's so many opportunities. I think with engineering in general, like you can even go into different disciplines, but within electrical, I would say there's a lot of opportunities. This could be from being a controls engineer slash specialist, so working in manufacturing or for a contracting company, but power engineers, so engineers that work at like OPG or like oil and gas, that kind of stuff, manufacturing itself, biomedical, even working with hardware and software, they're still going to need electrical engineers for that. And then also, some people don't end up using their technical skills too much, but they end up doing project management or some role, kind of roles like that. So opportunities are endless, in my opinion.
Definitely good to know. Nice to have options within the field,
Yeah.
especially if you're interested in one thing more than another.
Yeah, you can definitely find your niche. Like there's a spot for you. I guess, yeah. So continuing with what I was kind of saying is that there are many opportunities, and that does apply to co-op and internship programs as well. There's a bunch of listings, like I think from you can get an internship in whichever industry you're interested in. I think like from everyone I know, you can go into what you would like. I would say definitely apply through Western Connect. And I believe the previous girl that was on, she was talking about Western Connect, but I also would recommend looking outside of there. And I've found personally that I've had success both using Western Connect and also using outside websites like be Indeed, LinkedIn, that kind of stuff. Also personal connections or like someone you know, a friend of a friend or something like that. Um, Definitely, yeah, try to use your network as well and go to networking events for sure.
Yes, it's the biggest advice I've gotten actually. It's just network, network, network.
Yeah, just like be present.
Just know people,
Be
meet
there.
people, shake
Yep.
hands.
Yeah. It's not too much either than just be there. Yeah.
Yeah. And what are some tips to succeed in electrical?
As I alluded to a few times already, I would say be ready to program to some extent. I don't think that like one of my friends is not really into programming, so she doesn't focus on that as much within her electrical degree, but you will have courses that come up, so you have to be ready for that. So I definitely say like if you have like trouble with that, maybe it's not your thing, but you are going to be taking those courses, I would definitely invest time in that if you believe that you would take slower than what the course may, like what the course rate might go at. Um, you don't have to love calculus, but it will show up a lot. So I think it's again like that kind of stuff, like I guess set yourself up for success, essentially. Um, and then also make connections with your professors. When you show that you're putting in the effort, they're much more likely to want to help you and then also remember you. And yeah, I would just say that. Another note, sorry.
Sorry.
I don't know if you can add this in, but I guess just information for you too. Some jobs do ask for professor recommendations. I found that when I've been looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely like make sure you have some sort of connection with some of your professors, maybe like your design professor or one of the courses that you like did really well in. Make sure that you make that connection because there might be like times later on where you need a professor recommendation.
It's always good to have someone then that knows you're doing well
Yeah.
as opposed to a class that you're maybe not doing the best in.
Yeah, yeah, or just like knows you at all, because there's definitely like students that don't have any relationship with any of their professors. And so then they're going to be stuck in the position of, who do I ask to say that I've been present or doing well in classes when I haven't talked to any of them?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
And then do you have any advice for students going into the discipline or students already in it?
For incoming students, prepare yourself for a hectic second year. It is rough, but embrace your classes and try to do your best. I think just put your like best foot forward. It's a lot. I found in my second year, first year obviously was a new experience going into university, but second year was a new experience in itself because you're finally getting into your discipline. It will be overwhelming, so just prepare yourself and be ready for the fun. Yeah. And then also, I would say make friends with other students in your discipline. I find personally, actually, when I truly understand a subject, I am able to teach other people and help other people with their homework. And when I'll discover when I'm teaching them that there might be knowledge gaps in my own, like in what I know. So I found it's been very beneficial, not only for the person that you're tutoring or teaching, but that you can figure out what you need to study more.
Engineering is definitely a team sport.
Yes, yes, it is.
And are there any extracurricular activities that are either discipline specific or non-specific that you wanted to touch on?
Yes, I did. So I don't participate in any discipline-specific clubs, I would say permanently right now, but there are a lot of different opportunities for extracurriculars for electrical. Some that I know of friends that are in, or I've attended some of their events. So it would be IEEE, Sunsting. There's also Aero Design, NAGEN, which is like a nuclear, like for nuclear young professionals. Um, and a lot of these are multidisciplinary teams. So you're not just working with electrical discipline students, you're also working with other ones, which can be cool because you can see a bigger, higher level view of what a project looks like and what is most likely what you're going to be working on when you graduate. Usually you don't just work with electrical engineers. There often is a mix between electrical, mechanical, civil, software, so on and so forth. Um, I would also recommend, it's not a disciplines club, but I would recommend Women in Engineering. I have been a general member since first year, and I was communications director last year, so 2020 to 2021, and I really liked that. I met lots of friends that way, and it's just a nice social club and a lot of networking opportunities, so definitely attend those. And lastly, I've also attended a Polish club, so just like a social club like that's ran through Western. I attended it when my engineering workload permitted me to, but so not always often, but I tried to attend when I could, and it was just a nice social club to meet other students that aren't in engineering, and I would recommend.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too is there's so many clubs out there where you can meet people even outside of engineering. And
Yeah,
it's nice to just get a different perspective and
yeah,
see what other
definitely.
people are up to.
Yeah, I think with engineering students, like we can definitely just hide ourselves in eng buildings, but we need to socialize a little bit more than that and make sure we get to know other students.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I wanted to add that I'm also doing a computer science dual degree, and I thought it would be something good to note for other electrical engineering students. Also, like I've heard mechanical engineering students have also done um, computer science dual degrees as well. I chose to do it because I do like programming and I wanted to have a bit more. I wanted both programming and hardware background, and I wanted a bit of both, so I decided to do a dual degree. I think like it definitely is achievable, and I think a lot of people are deterred and they think that it's a lot more work to do a dual degree, but honestly, like I've found that it is doable, and for me, it's only added 1 year extra. So in 1 year extra, you can get another bachelor degree, which can help you with jobs, just like an overall perspective. It depends on what you're going into, but I would definitely recommend if that's something you're interested in doing. And so far, I haven't had too many challenges in terms of course conflicts, and any course conflicts I have had problems with, I've reached out to the undergraduate students, is it UGS, undergraduate student services, something like that. I don't remember, sorry. But I've reached out to them, like the counselors there, and they've helped me with no problems. So I would say definitely achievable, and would recommend if you are wanting to get a little bit more than just your 1 degree.
And for anyone who does want to complete a dual, but maybe doesn't know what they want to do it on yet, definitely look out for our dual degree series that will hopefully be coming up in the new year.
So
And yeah, on top of that, nothing really else I have to ask you. Thank you so much for your time.
thank you.
And I did want to ask, actually, I shouldn't have said that. I have one last question for you.
Okay.
Is it all right if students that are interested in learning more about electrical for them to reach out?
Absolutely. Yes. As we said before, engineering is a team sport, and we're all just here to help each other out and just all graduate.
True.
Yeah.
So Stephanie's links will be in the description box below as well if anyone does want to reach out. So thank you so much again for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
And to everyone listening, I hope you have a great rest of your day.